All right, guys, we got our week 2 trade deadline master set players. So 5 new top end cards to break down, as well as some new trade deadline event cards that came out. And it does look like they are going the route of trying to tie in the real trade deadline with the video game. So there is going to be more cards that will actually go up in value if they're actually traded in the real NHL, which I think has been a pretty cool addition to this year's content. So we'll break those cards down as well. Guys, if you enjoy the content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel for the most up-to-date news, tips, and info. All right, let's get into the video. All right, so we'll start off with some of the trade deadline cards. Again, these will go up by +2 if they are moved before the deadline. At 6'3", Jacob Middleton on my Sharks. He's actually had a really nice season. Really good shutdown defenseman. Not going to provide much offense at all. This card specifically comes with distributor and workhorse. At 6'3", it's nice, but obviously his skating is just absolutely abysmal for this stage of the game. So even if he does go up by 2, the overall, that is, his skating's only going to go up +1 at most, so you're looking at 88 speed and acceleration, just not really usable. So this would be a set card that you trade in, but nonetheless, I hope they don't move Jake Middleton after the signing of Tomas Hertl. They're in such a weird spot in terms of they're not allowed to rebuild, so he's actually been a pretty decent defender. I don't know what they're going to get for him. The Red Wings, 86 overall, Nick Leddy with Gladiator and Bombarded or Thief. On the back end, 6 foot overall. Again, same kind of situation. If he is moved and he gets up to 88 overall, his skating's still going to be around 89. So just really not all that usable unless you're, trying to make... I mean, even if you're trying to make a Red Wings themed team at this point, I don't really know if you would, benefit, because he's not going to be a Red Wing if that's the case. Maybe you're making an all-time Islanders team, I'm not sure. But nonetheless, this is probably another one I would avoid. We've got the 87 overall Alexander Georgiev, 6'1", obviously with Shesterkin in place. Georgiev is just there for the ride, as Shesterkin is having one of the best seasons in the last decade in terms of goaltending. Man, and also, the Rangers fans, they get blessed with a decade and a half of Henrik Lundqvist and then move right over to Igor Shesterkin. Like, what is that? Where's the decade trying to find a franchise goaltender in between? Anyways, 6'1" with Contortionist, not really a card you're going to use, so this would be just a set card. Max Domi from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Man, he fell off pretty hard. Unfortunately for his career, just has not got it going. 5'10" with Fly the Zone or Spark, as well as Thief. And again, he does have 91 speed, so if he is moved, he'll be up to 92. I guess if anyone did just make a team and you're just trying to look for some fast players, but still, the value would be, I'd rather have the value if you were to get an 87 and then maybe hold off to trade them in. That's something that these cards could have value for, guys. So if you find them for like the base price of what they're going for in terms of 87, so like if an 87 overall is going for like 30,000 coins and you find one of these guys going for that, maybe buy him, because if he gets traded and he gets up to an 89, that's like 10k more in value. So just something to think about. Then we've got another ex-Shark in the 88, Justin Braun, 6'2" with Spark and Buzzing, as well as Shutdown, 88 speed, 89 acceleration. Potentially half decent if he is moved, because he would be 90 overall, and he would probably get up to 90 acceleration or 90 speed, very close to it. At 6'2" with Silver Shutdown, this is a usable card for the price. So again, if you can find him for like 50,000 coins, that's a pretty decent non-master set right-handed defenseman if he is traded in. The Flyers have just been... Man, I'll give them credit for trying to sign everyone and make all these different moves to try and give their lineup, a refresh after the abysmal season last year. Just so many injuries. Haven't been able to deal with it, so. Next, we've got the 89 Reilly Smith. This one would kind of surprise me, because I don't see the Knights trading Reilly Smith, because they need help to make the playoffs. Their team cannot really handle they've gone all in, essentially. Now, obviously, Mark Stone's hurt, but maybe with Eichel now getting injured, it depends how long he's out for. I don't know, man. It'd be crazy. The Vegas Golden Knights set themselves up for just decades of immediate success, and they've chased the top end. Like, if you would have said 4 years ago they would have Mark Stone, Pietrangelo, and Jack Eichel, you would have laughed about that. But now they've got those 3 studs, and those are 3 franchise players. But the cost has been, like, essentially their whole cup team. Their whole cup run team is almost gone here. And it's been kind of sad, because that first year they made every single accurate and correct move that they needed to make. And it's been all downhill since then. So just tough. I doubt they trade Reilly Smith. Then we've got the 90 overall Arturi Lehkonen, 5'11", booming shot and applesauce. Obviously very key in Montreal's surprise cup run last year. Gold Crease Crasher, which is just not really worth it, and Silver Shutdown on forward, not very good. This would be a card I would just put into the sets, unfortunately. And then we've got the crown jewel of this release, the 94 Claude Giroux with Quick Draw. Now, here's the thing. It is almost certain that he is going to get traded. I mean, you can see when he played his 1000th game, it just looks like he is going to be moved no matter what. And crazy to think of Claude Giroux on another team that isn't the Flyers. And when he does get moved at 96 overall, he's going to have high 90 skating. His shot will be almost max. His hand stats will be maxed. Defensively, he'll be maxed. The only issue is that he's 5'11". That being said, he has been really good this year, so it is all going to depend on the price, but you're probably going to have to pay a 96 overall price tag if there ever one hits the market. Man, the market is dead recently. That being said, he is pretty, certain to be moved, so this would be a nice card to have, obviously. Then moving on to the master sets, we've got the 97 Kevin Shattenkirk, 6-foot right-handed defenseman. This is basically, just another Keith Yandel on the right side. 96 speed, 97 acceleration, so he's basically maxed out everywhere. His abilities, he does have Silver Stick 'em Up, which is great. I've said this for quite some time, and I've seen some people, talk against it in the comments section. I personally have not seen myself or anyone that I've watched, maybe just in the competitive scene, score with right-handed defensemen regularly. Obviously, once in a while, they will go in, but just very rarely. I mean, my co-host on my podcast, Kesso, is one of the best players in the world, having an incredible GWC run. He runs 4 lefties in his top 4 for a reason, because there's just no way to score really, regularly with right-handed defensemen. So having 1T and Seeing Eye on him, just not nearly as impactful as if he had, let's say, Truculence or even Gold Stick 'em Up, for example. So I think that knocks down his value a little bit. This is still a phenomenal card. Don't get me wrong. He's 99 everything, so if you need a right-handed defenseman in that aspect, I would just probably rather have Subban, who's the same size with Gold Truculence is all. Then we've got the 97 Ryan McDonagh, 6'1". This is a very nice card in the sense that, he's got Shutdown, he's got 1T, he's got Stick 'em Up, and he's got Seeing Eye. Obviously, you want to have Gold Seeing Eye, Gold 1T and Silver Seeing Eye, but this is still a useful combo and will score will score D-to-D one-timers. He's essentially 99 everything with 95 speed, 95 acceleration. Phenomenal left-handed defenseman if you need to make one. The only issue is obviously a lot of top-end teams will run Coburn and Hedman, so he'd be your third defenseman, which would be obviously a little overpriced if that is the case. Then we've got one of the most fun cards I've seen released, the 97 STEPHANE MATTEAU, 6'4", Gold Truculence, Silver Close Quarters. The rest are pretty useless, but 94 speed, 95 acceleration. My only fear is that he's going to get a penalty every time he hits. So Gold Truculence on forwards is not as impactful because in the defensive zone, Truculence isn't the reason why Truculence is so good isn't because it can have these bone-shattering hits. That's obviously a big bonus for it, but when you're bumping players off the puck, you can get that stumble animation very easily with someone that has Gold Truculence. You combine the fact that he's 6'4", and it's going to be very easily. That being said, if you hit someone while you're on the forecheck and you're getting some steps in, it's almost always a penalty. I've seen it a lot on some of the forwards that have Gold Truculence, but nonetheless, this looks like a very, very a good version of Mikko Rantanen. So if you enjoy that card, this could be a really good value for you. Then we've got the 97 Jamie Langenbrunner, and I'm not going to lie, this is pretty ho-hum. Obviously, when we got Patrick Laine, that card, it looks like that's going to be useful for the rest of the year. And then we got Jeff Carter, who was phenomenal as well. Born Leader is nice, don't get me wrong, if he's going to play on your first line. Close Quarters is good too. 6'1" means that he isn't necessarily special in size, but he is 99 everything, but he only has 79 on the draw, so he's purely a winger. At 96 speed, 96 acceleration, I'd rather have that Laine for sure. There's a bunch of other righties I'd probably rather have. So unless you're a Devils fan or maybe a Stars fan, I'm just not really big on this one. And then lastly, we've got the 97 Taylor Hall, and this is by far the best card in this release. It is why I talked about that Duclair that came out last week being so just kind of meh in the sense that that a better version is coming out, and we got him. Gold wheels, silver tape to tape, even has that spinorama if you want to try out, and elite edges. This is essentially Connor McDavid's card without the custom skating stride. If you are going to make one, this is it easily. This is one of the best cards in the game, and you can use them for the rest of the season. So an easy W here in the 97 Taylor Hall. Guys, don't forget to use the collectible set calculator. If you haven't downloaded it already, it'll be in the link down below. This is going to give you the best way. All you've got to do is go through the auction house. I have a video on it if you want to go back and watch that. But basically, you just input the price here that you want for, excuse me, the price that you want. That the card is going for, so 91's going fine with the cheapest 91's going for. It will then give you the price per collectible. Do that so that you can find the cheapest method to make one of these cards. If you're going to make Taylor Hall, for example, just make sure you're getting the best deal. So that just want to make sure you point this out, the collectible set calculator, which someone in the community did make. Appreciate that again, as always. So guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I'll have a ranking of all of the trade deadline master set players, and we'll go ahead and talk about that. Make sure you stop by the Twitch stream. I go live every single day at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And again, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.